I'd now like to give a very warm welcome to a very important part of the Stop the War Coalition. That is the leader of the Green Party, Natalie Bennett, who's been the leader for the past year, who's been steadfast in her support for the Stop the War Coalition and attended and supported every meeting and demonstration we've had. Please give a very warm welcome to Natalie Bennett.
Congratulations to all of you. You should give yourselves a cheer for not just sitting on your laurels and saying we won on Thursday and saying there's still a big job to do. Let's do it. But what we also have to do today, whenever we're thinking about Syria, is we have to think about up to 8 million people in Syria whose lives are at risk. There are 1.5 million refugees in neighbouring countries who need food, who need shelter, who need support. And we absolutely must, first of all, when we're thinking about Syria, say this is a humanitarian situation and the British government should be focusing on, first of all, that humanitarian situation. We need to work to force the UN to say, how can we protect those refugees? How can we keep them safe? How can we put safe channels in for them to escape from the fighting, get out of Syria? And we need to say to the UN, we have to work for a ceasefire in Syria. We don't need more weapons, we need a ceasefire. Now there is one thing I agree with President Obama on. He said we cannot accept a world where women and children and innocent civilians are gassed on a terrible scale. And that is absolutely right. But we do not know what happened that day on August 21 in that Damascus suburb. And we cannot act on what we think we want to know that happened. And there's simply no evidence that a US missile strike would have any effect beyond ramping up the conflict. That's what we're going to do if we have a US missile strike. It must not happen. Now we've already had reference to Lord Ashdown, the Lib Dem, who says, I'm going to read the whole lot out. Call me an old warhorse if you wish. But I think our country is greatly diminished by the vote. The special relationship with the US is seriously damaged, and Britain is now more isolated. Well, I've got a message for Lord Ashdown. You're right on one thing, you're an old warhorse who should be put out to pasture. Put safely, peacefully out to pasture when you can't do any more damage. Now, the vote on Parliament this week was a big step forward, but you all know that this is only the start. I've got a 3-point plan here to suggest to the British Parliament. Step 1, there's going to be next month in London the world's biggest arms fair. Let's call off the London Arms Fair. Stop selling weapons to abusive regimes. We've got a £12 billion arms industry that's been selling weapons to Syria, President Assad, that's selling weapons to Saudi Arabia, that dreadfully abusive regime, selling weapons around the world. Let's stop selling those weapons. Let's stop making those weapons and make the world a safer place. And finally, the third point in the plan is very simple. Let's get rid of Trident nuclear weapons. And Lord Ashdown wants us to be integrated, part of the international community, be a leader. If we got wind international community. The fact is, there is a way forward in Syria. It's a very difficult route. It's a route that involves UN talks, it involves regional talks, and it involves reference of whatever happens in that Damascus suburb to the International Criminal Court. That's what Caroline Lucas, the Green MP, called for in Parliament, and it's what we should all call for today. But we have to take that difficult route to find ways to safety, to a ceasefire, for a way forward in Syria, a peaceful way forward in Syria. It's a difficult route, but it's the right route for Syria's future. Bombing is the wrong route. The British Parliament democracy said that this week. We're saying it to the rest of the world. So a message to President Obama